posture for meditation is Sthir Sukh Asana. Sthir is being steady, not moving and fidgeting during meditation, sitting in a straight line, holding our spine, neck and head in a straight line, not leaning at the back. You have to sit straight. Though we sit straight, but the body should not be rigid and tight. It should be in Sukh Asana, comfortable posture, so that during meditation we can turn our attention away from this body. Now you can make a chin mudra by joining your thumb and index finger and placing your hands on the knees, or you place your palms one on each other and put it in your lap, whatever is comfortable for you. So sitting in this posture for a certain length of time without moving, both sthira and sukha, itself is an accomplishment. It's called a siddhi. This is asana siddhi. So in meditation, first we must achieve this asana siddhi. This needs some practice. So every day, maybe for a little while, just sit in this posture and do meditation for 5-10 minutes. And gradually you will be able to achieve this siddhi. So today we will begin our meditation with chanting Om Namah Shivaya a couple of times. So please close your eyes. Om Namah Shivaya. Chant. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Now just look at your breath come in and go out for a few seconds. Vedantic meditation is not about quietening the thoughts. It is about knowing who I am in reality, knowing our true nature. It is practically analyzing the Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi. And any analysis can only be done by a calm and quiet mind. So the mind is the sadhana, the means to achieve the goal, the sadhya, which is to know our truth. The mind cannot be quietened by suppressing it. Mind can only be managed by knowing its nature. Mind is an extremely subtle and dynamic instrument. The fastest thing on this earth is the light. The speed of light is the highest. And mind is much, much faster than the speed of light. So it is not easy to control this dynamic instrument. So we must know its nature. The brain is not the mind. Brain is the locus where the mind manifests. Brain is like the hardware, and mind, the flow of thoughts, is the software. The mind is made up of 3 levels. The unconscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the conscious mind. All 3 levels are different kind of thoughts. Mind means only thoughts. The unconscious mind is present in the deep sleep state. This mind has the ignorance which we have about our own selves. It has self-ignorance. The thoughts present in this mind are extremely subtle, called Ati Sukshma Vrittis. Vritti means a thought. The subconscious mind is present in the dream state. This mind has the impressions about the karmas which we have done, known as vasanas. This also stores the memory. The thoughts present in this mind are subtle thoughts known as Sukshma Vrittis. The conscious mind is present in the waking state, and this mind has thoughts called the gross thoughts or sthula vrittis. They are called gross because these are the only thoughts we can see. And we can see only our thoughts. We cannot see anyone else's thoughts, and we cannot see the thoughts of the subconscious mind and the unconscious mind. The gross thoughts are of 2 types. Voluntary thoughts and involuntary thoughts. Whenever the mind is engaged in any activity, the thoughts present in the conscious mind are voluntary thoughts. But when the mind is not engaged in any activity, the nature of the mind is to go on producing involuntary thoughts. Even an enlightened mind is going to have involuntary thoughts. Nobody becomes thoughtless, not for a very long time. In an enlightened mind, the thoughts, quality, quantity, and direction is different. These involuntary thoughts are bubbling up from the subconscious mind into the conscious mind all the time. The kind of involuntary thoughts differ from person to person because these depend upon the vasanas present in the subconscious level of the person, and the vasanas in turn depend upon the karmas that person has done. They also depend upon the person's memory. Involuntary thoughts can also be about the guilt and hurt of the past, the stresses in the present, and the anxiety and worries about the future. Most importantly, the involuntary thoughts are about those objects whom we give importance to in our life. Whatever is important to us as raga and dvesha, those thoughts keep coming up in the mind. Raga means things we like, and dvesha are the things we dislike. So our mind remains captured by the thoughts of our likes and dislikes. That is why the best relationship with this world is of vairagya, vigata raga. We must not be obsessed with this world, or we must not have hatred for anything in this world, because only we will pay the price for this kind of an attachment. This world is mithya and does not deserve so much of importance. God has given us a faculty of free will in the mind. With this free will, we can turn our attention away from the involuntary thoughts whenever we want to. We can also change these thoughts, make the negative thoughts positive thoughts. This is a faculty given to us by God. The mind is too dynamic to handle it directly, but fortunately, Ishvara has connected the mind and the breathing together. Breathing is a prana. These two, man and prana, are interconnected. When one is agitated, the other will be affected. When one is calm, the other will be calm. When the mind is agitated, the breathing becomes fast. And when the mind is calm, the breathing is slow. So with the help of this facility God given, we can handle our breathing to handle this very subtle dynamic mind. Just watching and being aware of the breath come in and go out is known as prana vikshanam. Whenever we do prana vikshanam, the involuntary thoughts stop for that time. And we can even directly look at the mind. Whenever we do that, the thoughts will stop, but only for that span of time. So whenever in the day the mind is agitated, we must always just look at the breath come in and go out. This will help us calm the mind. So now, just look at the breath again for a few seconds, knowing this nature of the mind now. With this calm mind, we are going to do the second part of the meditation, the most important part of the meditation, which is knowing who we are in reality. In this universe, all the object of God's creation are many components put together. Like a flower is petals, sepals, stamen, stem, all put together. When all this is put together, there is an object of creation called the flower. Even a man-made object like a car is many components put together, like metal, rubber, glass, all that put together in a scientific way, we have an object of creation, the car. Similarly, the human being, the highest creation of God, is many components put together. All these components can broadly be divided into two types, called matter and spirit. Spirit is the consciousness present within us, because of which we are conscious of this world. Consciousness is life itself. It's because of this consciousness we are alive. In the Shastras, consciousness is known as Chetana Tattvam or Atma. It's called the Atma in reference to our body, mind, sense complex, but in reference to this entire universe, it is called Brahman. And Brahman is symbolized by Omkara. Matter makes up our body, mind, sense complex. Inherently, the matter is inert. It does not have its own consciousness or life, but its composition is such that it can reflect the consciousness, just like the mirror reflects light. So the matter, our body, mind, sense complex, becomes alive and conscious on borrowed consciousness. Matter in the Shastras is known as Jada Tattvam, also called Anatma. Atma and Anatma are always intermingled together. We can never ever separate these two physically. So, to understand who we are in this mixture, the entire process is cognitive, using the knowledge, logic, reasoning given in our scriptures. Now, to understand who we are in this mixture, we will use the principle, a fact, that the observer can never be the observed. Whatever we can observe has to be other than me. That is why we can see it. In the Shastras, all that is observed is known as idam, and the observer is known as aham. This jagat, this world, with all its objects, like the sun, moon, stars, plants, animals, birds, mountains, rivers, oceans, all this is observed by us. I am the observer of this observed world. That I am not this world is very clear to all of us. But the problem starts with our own body, mind, sense complex, which the scriptures say is a part of Jagat, but we take it as I. Now our eyes are closed, but we can see our physical body. Just look at this body from the tip of the toes, gradually moving your awareness up, right up to the top of the head. Move your awareness and see the whole body. This body is observed by me, who is the observer. So I cannot be this body because this body is an object of consciousness. Now turn your attention towards the prana, the breathing. Prana is the vital energy force within us, which vitalizes and energizes our body, mind, sense complex. The air outside when we breathe in becomes prana shakti within us. Every time the breath is coming in, our chest and stomach rise, and when the breath goes out, it moves down. Constantly our chest and stomach are rising and falling. Look at your breath come in and see your chest and stomach expand and contract. The pranas are observed, and I am its observer. I cannot be this prana in me because prana is an object of consciousness. Now turn your attention towards the mind. Mind is made up of 4 kinds of faculties known as man, buddhi, chitta and ahankara. Man is the emotional mind, buddhi is the logical, knowledgeable intellect, chitta is the memory, and ahankara is the ego, I. It is one mind which performs these 4 kind of functions, and all the 4 faculties are in forms of thoughts. They are different thoughts. The thoughts are coming in and going out like the clouds move in space. Before the thought comes in, the observer is present. When the thought is there, the observer is present. And when the thought goes away, the observer is still present. Each thought which comes in has an object of thought. Whatever we are thinking about, be it a person, a tree, a place, thing, anything, whatever we are thinking about is present as an object in our thought. This part of the thought is known as idam vritti. And there is a subject in the thought who knows this object. The subject part of the thought is known as aham vritti. Each thought has 3 parts called the triputi. There is a thought itself, and in the thought there is an idam vritti and there is an aham vritti. The idam vrittis go on changing, but the aham vritti is constant in every thought. The aham vritti can be present on its own, but the idam vritti cannot be present without the aham vritti. There can be no thought without aham vritti, the ego. Thoughts are coming in and going away. They are observed by me, who's the observer of these thoughts. So I cannot be this mind, because mind is an object of consciousness. Then in the happy moments of life in the waking state, there is happiness present in the mind, which I experience. It is observed by me, the observer. The happy mind is known as Anandamaya Kosha, which is momentary in the waking state and is consistent in the deep sleep state. But this happiness comes and goes. I am the observer of this observed happiness. So I am not the physical body, because it's observed, it's an object of consciousness. I'm not the pranas in me, that's an object of consciousness. I'm not my mind with its 4 faculties, that too is an object of consciousness. The happiness in the mind also is an object of consciousness. Then who am I? Who is this observer? In this complex human entity, there are three kinds of observers. This world, the Jagat, is observed by our five senses, which are the observer of this world. We perceive this world by our five senses: our eyes, our ears, nose, tongue, and the skin. These are our five senses, which are the observer of this observed Jagat. Then the senses themselves become the observed, and the mind is their observer. Because the mind knows the conditions of all the senses. So the senses become observed, and the mind is its observer. Then our own minds, not other people's minds, but our own mind is observed by us, by me, who is the final observer, which is the consciousness. Rest are all objects of consciousness. The consciousness is limitless, all-pervading. Every object of this world is pervaded by this consciousness. So the I is the same in all of us. This consciousness is the Atma, with reference to the body. With reference to the world, it's Brahman. And Atma is Paramatma. Paramatma is not a person sitting up in heaven. That is a belief of the ignorant people. If God is limited as a person, he becomes limited, he becomes just one person. God is limitless consciousness, and with his Shakti of Maya, he can manifest as any person, anything here, any avatara, any devata. So my nature is Aham Brahmasmi. I am the Atma, whose nature is Sat, Chit, and Ananda. I am of the nature of Sat. Sat means that which is eternal, always present. So I am always present. I am never born, and I will never die. The body-mind-sense complex is born, and the body-mind-sense complex will die. The body-mind-sense complex is a created object, whereas I am uncreated. The body-mind-sense complex is in the realm of time, whereas I am timeless. I am the timeless Atma of the nature of Sat. Then I am also Chit. Chit is consciousness, because of which I am alive and I am conscious of everything here. And I am Ananda. My own nature is happiness. I am happiness. And whenever the mind becomes calm and quiet, my Ananda gets reflected in the mind. And the mind becomes Anandamaya Kosha for those few moments. The mind can become quiet whenever some desire is fulfilled, there is some accomplishment in life, because of sense or ego gratification, or even just being in the nature. Nature makes our mind calm and quiet. And in such a mind, my Ananda gets reflected. Not knowing this truth, the ignorant people of the world are chasing happiness in this world. They go on a world tour to bring that state of mind so that they can experience happiness. An enlightened person, a jnani, does not need this world for happiness, because he knows he is Ananda. He is happy with himself, by himself. This is the huge benefit of this knowledge. But the assimilation of this knowledge needs a lot of contemplation and then gradually disidentification from the body-mind-sense complex. Now just be yourself, the consciousness, and observe your body as an object of consciousness. Look at your physical body. Look at your breath come in and go. Look at the thoughts come in and go. You are the final observer. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the Paramatma who does not need peace, security, and happiness from this world. I give peace, security, and happiness to this world. Know your truth. Be yourself. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.